Greetings and welcome back. Now, it's been a while, right? It's been a little while since I've been to Sasogi. It's been a little while since we've played this one. We have a little bit of a strange situation going on here. You'll see that I'm in Autumn Day 1, which means that you're missing out on an entire day from a previous season. You may notice that I have the fields going. I'm at a spot where I discovered that in my previous recording, and if you've been watching my Medieval Dynasty playthrough, you'd already know that I had some audio issues at one point that I got corrected after I made an update to my system. That's where we're at right here with Sengoku, unfortunately, is that I ran into this problem with this change to my system. I have it all fixed now, of course, but of course, my last episode was recorded with this, and you'll see that we're a lot farther ahead than we were. To let you know where we're at, and obviously, I do want to talk about the update as well, since that's a big deal. We have already gone to track down this quest. That means we've already been given permission to build with another bell. So it's going to be time to find a new home for our village. And we have our millet and our rice growing. You did not see in the last episode, I don't think, the fact that when I attempted to get these fields done before the end of the season, I did not quite make it. So we were going to have this quest finished, but nearing the end of the season, it just was not growing fast enough because I did not have enough compost going into the season to give it fertilizer, which allows it to go faster. And as I talked about in the part where we talked about farming, you can get 3 arrows if you have the fertilizer, and then it grows quite fast. I did try having a worker take care of the millet and the rice at the end of the season, and unfortunately, that did not change anything. I did not complete the quest because I did not actively harvest the grain or the grains or the rice. Well, the grains, right? The millet and rice are both grains, so I did not harvest them, and that was the trick. So what I did is I went back and I edited some things, and I made it so that my character assigned our workers over the seasonal change to get logs so that we can build stuff. But this is me telling you that this is going to be a farewell moment because there's going to be a huge update. The Kintugi, I think I totally botched that pronunciation. The next update that's happening Q1 is huge. There's going to be new animals. There's going to be, let's see here. There's going to be a complete rework to the progression situation, which I am a huge fan of. If you'll recall, with our legend, which is where we look at our experience, there's only 3 skills to choose from, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they rework this particular item. This is going to be a big deal. And the fact that we've only ever had 2 of these to go for, and that these become harder, I haven't really seen these play out over time, and I've already gotten to the maximum for this this particular version of the game. So by the end of the time, you get more bells, right? But then it's the end, and they say, hey, that's all we got done for the early access, and it's good to go. They're also reworking the happiness system to say, well, we're not going to worry too much about happiness, because the other huge thing is that when you're managing your people, it's going to start becoming more important that they actually have active jobs that are relevant, because that is now the way things are going to get done. Your workers are now going to actively be gaining the resources as they go. Previously, you would assign your workers, and then here we go, you get these things at seasonal change, which is exactly what you'd see when we were in the resource storage over here. And we have a huge, massive logs, right? This is all from our person harvesting. What's going to change now is that you are going to get these things kind of just happening actively as the season is occurring. So while your worker is working. That's going to make it a lot more important to just have these roles assigned in ways that you want things to just kind of pop up. But it also means that they're probably going to have people consuming and using resources actively through the seasons. It's probably going to feel a lot more like Medieval Dynasty than it has previously. Now, in my previous episode, I gave some tips, some tricks on some key ideas that I'm going to see if these play out again. You'll notice that there's a little item here. This is a small bridge that you build as a quest line for the start of the game. Over here in Segi, actually down here in Aratani, there is a bridge project that we can do. And a bridge project is a really handy thing. When you do your small projects, and again, I'm saying a lot of these things for the current update, so if you happen to be playing, these are the tips that you missed in my last video, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get those to you, but the audio was a real problem. It was cutting in and out. It was rough. If we go to Aratani, I'll show you the key thing here. And by the way, when you start early in the game, if you haven't already, or if you're just starting out fresh again, please do remember that in the early game, just getting meat is it's the way to go. Meat is definitely the way to get money. Just roast it. You can make tons of cash. So here we are. This is a special project that got completed. I didn't assign a worker to it because I was testing out some things and I wanted to be able to show people what's going on. At the end of the season, when we're done, one worker will turn into this whole project being done, and this is a full dynasty point. The amount of resources that went into making this is not bad. The things that are more challenging are your larger project. So when you go and you decide, how am I going to get that dynasty points? How am I going to get those dynasty points? Let me try using the words right. When you get those dynasty points, that's going to be you trying to maximize your use of time and the amount of workers you have, right? And right now, early in my village, I only have 3 people working. So I need to really make good choices on how I am getting those points. Projects like the small bridge takes 1 worker. Done. And 1 dynasty point. So we're talking 1 to 1. This is a large bridge. And by the way, when it's done, it looks awesome. So yes, you should definitely build this. It's gorgeous. It's fun. It's awesome. But things like this and watchtowers are going to require a lot more workers. So this is a large bridge. You do this the same way you always do everything else, which is you take out your hammer, and then you right click, and you're going to go to basic structures, and you're going to go to special project. And it just needs to be close enough. Now I obviously need to gather up a bunch of resources that I don't have on hand. And once I do, I'll be told exactly how much it's going to take to build this up. Hey, alright, our first refugee. This has been a long time coming. Hi, friend. Where did you come from? Oh, what's the difference? A village's ashes anyway. What happened? The usual. Heard the story from many others. Prosperous village destroyed. And yes, you could make it yours, but who knows who would control it. Next month, it might get destroyed. That's how our warlords think. 2 brothers stood in the ashes of our house and decided to go different ways. Perhaps the gods will allow us to meet again. Why don't you come live with us? You can make a bright new home here. Thank you for the offer. I realize now I don't have anything, and we're going to bring him in. There we go. We finally have more villagers. Yay! We will need to give him a home, though, right? Sasogi is already maxed out. Well, that's not fair. We're going to have to take care of that, aren't we? And now I actually have a way that I can build more. So, with that, those are the things you missed out on in the previous one. We're going to have to finish up some of these little quest lines, too. It's time to go back to Sasogi. And if we look at the map, if I plan on walking home, I'm going to be walking for a while. So in a lot of ways, using the bell system, using the fast travel for the bells is a big deal. Quick tip on that one, by the way, as you're deciding where you want your villages, keep in mind that you can fast travel between the bells that you place. So if you think of a location that you really want to go to a lot, like you found this beautiful spot that you're thinking about building a village, but you're not 100% sure, well, maybe that's where you build your village and you put that thing down and you can get there quicker because your bell tower's there and now you're building in that zone. Maybe there's a spot in the map that you prefer to go for resources or hunting. You can put a bell there and then build a village later. But there's all kinds of good things you can do with this. Oh my goodness, now that it's autumn, look at all the refugees we can finally get. I am going to be busy building houses. Alrighty, sir. What are you up to? No idea. But I know damn well where I'm running from. Running from honor and loyalty. Uh-oh. I leave my fields and fight for a lord for the right cause. Me risking death? Buffoon sitting on his ass in Kyoto? No, sir. Ran the way first chance he got. Nice. Rumors of Penguin Kingdom. Alright. It's more fate than a plan. Why don't you come live with us? You may be a deserter, but we do need people with knowledge, and I will need warriors to fight back. So yes, come with us, friend. And for the storyline that we're doing here, we'll see. I think in the new playthrough, we'll probably just decide to continue on with that storyline, and I'll give you some updates. And of course, the goal as well will be to give tips and tricks on the game, especially with the update. Since, I don't know, they're saying that things are going to change. Well, I'm excited. Let's see what changes. Oh my, we have so many houses to think about building, so we better get on it. With trusty hammer in hand, let us go to buildings and let us get houses started. Let's do a standard size house. Now we are going to run into a little bit of problems because we obviously have rocks about. That's going to put us right by the bell. I'm not a fan of that orientation, but the best part about this game is that it doesn't matter if I don't like the current placement, because I can just as easily move it anytime I want. And I love that, and I just hope that that doesn't go away, because that's such a big part of this. It's such a handy thing. When you build a standard size house, you can actually fit 2 people in it without any question, without any issue. And I do think it's time to start making these things work out for our villagers in a great way. Let's start building up our place and expanding so that our villagers have more space, and we can accommodate more. After all, if we're starting a revolution, we should probably have a few people and a lot of space for it. And we might as well build fast. I would debark the logs, but honestly, I don't really have a lot of use in having a lot of these logs turned into, or sorry, taking the bark off the logs. That not really necessary at this point in time. I have a lot of bark. And the bark with fur and water is how you get leather, and I'm already sitting on a decent enough amount that I'm not too concerned. We will do some hunting at some point soon here, and that'll be kind of the key. Onward we go. Let's go building. It's time to build. I need another hammer. There we go. Now we'll have a second hammer because this thing is done. And I'm definitely going to move this house back. But the best part about this game, I still am so happy about this, is that once you're done with your thing, oops, didn't quite have enough logs, did I? Once you're done building something, you can just move it however you see fit. With the farms, it looks like we're getting closer. You can tell from a distance when they're done because you see them, their appearance changes. You can tell that with the rice, that you can see those nice dried tufts on the top. And with the millet, you can see similarly those nice dried tufts on top. You will notice I have some premium coniferous logs, and those are wonderful. We will make use of those in certain buildings. You may also know that our character is getting hungry here, and I've been carrying around a lot of food so it can rot, because we do need to get our food kind of rotted out so that we can get a fertilizer setup going on. Now, the funny part about all this, of course, is, bearing in mind that we have an update that's coming up that's going to be a lot different than this. So there's only so much we're going to kick into this. Look at that, 24 rot. We are so getting there. And this is awesome. Neri Sushi, this perish time is huge. I love it. It doesn't give you a ton of food, but it's never going to go bad on you. I mean, I shouldn't say never. You're going to be working at getting that stuff to go bad. Alright, let's get this basic house down. Let's get our friends all set up. Now, I don't know anything about villagers having kiddos and things like that. That's not a thing yet from what I've seen. And I'm looking forward to seeing if that's in the works in the future. We'll see about that, right? Now, with this game, I had a great, really fun moment in the last video. And I'm just telling you these things because it's kind of like looking forward to the next times. This is me learning as we go, and also trying to add fun things to this game. And the playthrough that we have as well. And that's that I had a moment of just we use this as one of those spots. I've always talked about wanting to do mindfulness with people because I have a history of working with people throughout my life, and I've also had a history of living in my own mind for my life. And it's a place that we all get to be in our own minds, and I love helping people learn how to find comfort in themselves and find comfort in where they are as best it can. And we had a moment of zen in the previous video. It was gorgeous. It was wonderful. It was one of those, the rain was falling, it sounded beautiful, the music in the background was going, and it just had a moment where it said, hey, why don't we just try a thing? And if that's a thing that interests you, obviously you go for it. And if not, it doesn't last long in the videos. It'll be done in a moment and we'll move on. But it was just a moment of zen. Just a moment of let's separate from things here and just lose ourselves in a moment. And remind yourself that you're okay. And I hope that you are. Now we'll gather up some stones. We'll gather up some sticks. A little bit on the performance. There's been an update to the game to kind of improve how hardware acceleration is going. And that's great. I haven't noticed a significant difference, but it just could be me. But I do appreciate all the hard work they're putting in, obviously. And they are putting in a lot of hard work. When we build this one up, getting the roof done, and I do love, in this, I like and I hope that there's a little bit of resource replacement going on, since I obviously see bamboo up here, even though I'm not building with bamboo, and I get it that they look similar to sticks, but they're clearly bamboo, and I'm hoping that they work into that when they do the update, just to make it make more sense with what it says. It's not a huge deal, obviously. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world if it's like that for a little while. But it does make sense that we'd say, oh, I'm building a roof and I see bamboo logs, or bamboo stalks on there. I should probably see bamboo as a thing I got to do. Okay, we'll build this thing up. With this house, we will have room for 2, as you can tell. Now with this, I do want to do a little bit of messing around. Let's show you some things real quick. Why not? As you're here, might as well get some fun things out of this. And in this little before update episodes, since this is essentially a done playthrough, we're not going to end up advancing any further in this. Once the update shows up, since the system is fundamentally changing, really want to make sure that I am getting you the most current version of the game, and I'd rather start from scratch with that. So we will end up starting at the beginning, and I'll probably do a lot of fast forwarding through some of those portions, just so you don't have to watch a lot of the boring parts in the construction. Just so we can get back to where we were. But I do want to make sure I get you progression in it. Alright, check it out. Number 1. I don't like how close that is to where we just were. So we're going to move this. I see that there's a stone here, so we're going to get rid of that. Some of these environmental concerns do have to be removed. I don't like how close it was to the bell. It doesn't make sense, right? Like, it's right on the bell. I mean, this person's it's not the right move. So, now first off, when you're moving your building, obviously the original footprint of the building counts as an object. It says, hey, that building is right here. So, unfortunately, as you're moving a thing, you do have to make note that when you're doing the move, you kind of have to, you might have to shuffle a bit. So what I just did is I placed it there temporarily so that I can then rework the system here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, we're going to turn this thing around here, right? So let's get this silhouette lined up. There we are. Now, let's bring this back over here and let's go. I'm using strafe so that I'm being consistent with my walk. I think this will be nice right there. Yes, and that gives us a nice little village square area. Okay, that means I'm going to have another house over here, which tells me that this tree has got to go. Now, I'm getting firewood out of those things, and sticks, and it's only 1 firewood. It's not efficient. It's not worth it. It's, they're small plants, they're small trees. It's not a good source of firewood. So as you're going through and you're deciding things, don't rely on those small trees as a source for really anything. They're just there, and they might be in the way. And when you grow your own trees, which, again, another, like, whoa, there's so many cool things in this game that I just cannot wait for, that I'm so very excited for. The whole idea that I can customize my village by planting specific trees, I mean, yes, please. That is something that I absolutely wish was in Medieval Dynasty, because I'm one of those people who I can only think so far ahead. I am a decent planner, but when it comes down to it, oh, another crossover from Medieval Dynasty, having the different clicks. Alright, here we go. I am a decent planner, but my mind works better in the moment. And so for me, it is nice if I can have a little forgiveness for mistakes when I'm placing things. So I really, really like it when games give me a little bit of forgiveness for making mistakes on my placements, such as Sengoku Dynasty, where you saw where I placed that village at first. That house at first, that was no good. Like, that's not gonna, it doesn't look right. And it was right by the bell, and, you know, clearly I was being too quick on my actions, and it's, you know, it's what it is. But now, the fact that I can just move it, I don't gotta worry about it. You just do it. I just go for it. Now, I could be changing these things, right? Like, we could take this exterior door left, and we could say, no, I don't want that. I'm gonna have it be, what could we do? Reinforced wall? Ooh, that could be cool. A simple small window? Not bad. I don't know if I want to do that. It's too bad I can't do like a half wall type thing. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, let's just go for a door. I don't want them to have less doorways than their friends. I mean, jeez. Everybody else has doors everywhere. Windows over there. Ooh, and you see, you can modify the wood type. So this is to say you can have deciduous, you can have coniferous, and you can have premium. It changes the texture that you see, and it's nice. It's fine and good. And it's up to you, right? Like, you get to customize this. Based small window. Horizontal bars for thickness. Let's do a large window. Just because, why not? Let's change a thing. There we go. We'll have a lot of lookouts on this one. We'll just have a lot of airflow for this particular house. Let's do that. And let's build up a village. It's worth also talking about some of the additions I did to my other buildings. I just don't want to leave my people without somewhere to stay, right? I can't have them being a part of this village without a home. That is absolutely not what we're here for. We are here to help the people out. The peasant kingdom, with their non-daimyo, non-leader leader. Let's go with our sticks here. That stick is in the way and gone, and not bad. I do think it'd be worth getting rid of some of these stones here. And over to here, let's get this one placed. Wow, that's a big rock. Now this rock, you'll see here, is going to tell me that oh, it's only medium? Done. I thought that was going to turn out to be a large stone. No, large stones are as big as your character. I should remember that. You need steel tools at that point if you want to mine the large stones, and also the large mining nodes. But we aren't anywhere near needing to do that quite yet. And it's on to the point where we need planks again. Remembering that when you're building your village, the woodworker's hut, that's just so much an important part of your village, since you can more efficiently convert your logs into planks. And that's going to be a thing you're doing the entire time. Now, I will obviously need more logs for this, and I will definitely need to consider how many we're working through here. And it looks like we're probably going to drain our original supply here. Yes, we are. We are definitely going to drain our initial supply. Let's go on over here, and let's get these last bits of planks going. And really am excited for the updates. I'm curious, what are y'all in the comment section, if you would, if you're still here, what's the thing you're most excited about in the new update? So some of the things that are happening, we have a new progression system. We're going to have new animals, including we've seen bears. I'm curious about how that's going to work for hunting, since right now we've had very passive animals, aside from the boars, obviously. A bear will be definitely a greater challenge than we've had before. And we're going to have, obviously, the new progression system. Also the new village management system, since now your villagers are producing continuously throughout the years, which was one of the things that I think I heard a lot of people talking about as a, well, you know, this is kind of different, and, you know, yeah, like it, no one like it, it's what it is, but it's a different way that it works. But that's definitely going to change things up. Graphic improvements have obviously happened, and that's awesome. I'm always glad for them working on that. And they're obviously always working on performance issues. And I have definitely noticed, I am happy to say that I have noticed continuous improvements on performance. It's just been awesome. They've done a great job at that. Briefly before, I know that I say things and then I space out and I move on to another thing, and you're like, oh, dude, why did you just go to the thing you just said? I got you. Don't worry about it. I need these two houses. There we go. Now we can officially assign our peoples. We can't have you living in the distance. Go here and have a sleeping mat. Now I can, if I choose, have them live together. I don't know how the whole, like, having partners and, you know, having a future, like kiddos, I don't know how that works in this one, having young here. So now watch this. This is what we're going to do here. I want to move this. What if I wanted to put the hearth? What if I said I want the hearth over on this side? What if I said I want it here? And it might have to... Ooh. Let's get another hammer. Now, obviously, I don't want them sleeping here, so I'm going to press T. And then I can use R to switch me. I can also switch my rotation mode, but I haven't found that to be too terribly useful yet. Now, I'm going to temporarily move this one. Actually, why don't we move it right there? And let's move this one, and we'll do... Let's see... Maybe we can have it so that they have kind of their own little space in this. Let's move you over here, just because, why not? Alright, let's talk about some of our furniture for our homes, because this is where we start to actually customize things out. Fireplaces, I gotta tell you right now, you want the cooking pot. Cooking pot, it doesn't require to use things like stones and sticks anymore. Now you can just cook things. It's a huge deal. And once you have the technology, well, tell you what, let's start with that as our first, why not make something better? Again, huge creature comfort that I really want you to think about doing is, I have a Dynasty Armory storage here in my smithy because I'm making weapons here. I have a general storage here because I need access to these kinds of things. I would highly suggest that you do that. It's very helpful. Doesn't look like I have any... Yeah, I do have a plank. Okay, good. But I'm low on sticks. That's something we might run into a challenge with. We also are low on leather, but I have some cooking up. So we'll get that. Cooking pot. It only takes iron ore. No question. It's just you build it. I cannot tell you enough how important this piece is. It's so handy. It's just super handy. Now, these are small houses. I can upgrade them. I cannot directly upgrade them, right? Like, I can't just say, hey, I like that house over there. I like its placement. Let's turn it into a set. Oh, it's not like in Medieval Dynasty where you'd go up to the next level of house. It's just what it is. You can always replace them. So in the start of the game, honestly, before you get onto the next quest line, I might end up suggesting that people not go too crazy about building up if you're looking to have your villages be larger houses. However, it can be updated all you want. And keep in mind, this is just Sasogi. We can build our own village. Now this is telling me that I can put in my new cooking pot with sunken hearth, and there it is. That means that I'm going to, I think I'm going to have to demolish you, right? Let's get you there. Oh, you know what I did wrong? My problem is that what I did is I should have put it, I would needed to edit that guy. Oopsie. And I'm going to have 2 cooking hearths. We don't want that. Boom. Now this one, I want to demolish you. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now we can move this one. The reason this is so good is that when I... Oops, my apologies. When I press E, now I can make more things. Obviously, that's a big deal. You notice for cooked egg, it just says cooked egg. It just says egg. This one, raw fish, fish. This one, meat, meat. No longer do I require sticks and stones. But again, we're here for the other parts of this, aren't we? So house furniture, I think it's time for some light sources. Floor lamps are simple and nice. So what I'm going to do, now that's a starting one. So we went to furniture, that was right click, then we go house furniture. And then lighting is on the upper left. I'll go floor lamp. Oh, we'll build those up. Next thing is, I'm going to build us a little area here. Let's start making this place a home. House furniture, tables. Now for these, keeping in mind, you get a choice. If whatever you want to do with these, it's totally up to you. I happen to like the placement of the square table and the round table the most. Now when I do this, I do want to be careful because I want to get the right color on this. So we got house furniture, we go to tables, and now from here, I want to do the round table. I kind of like it. I like the round table. We're going to put it down here. 1. And then 1, 2, and 3. And now, let's change it. Because that coloration is okay, but let's change it to this one. There we go. And now we have that dark stain. Gorgeous. Next thing we're going to build. Oops, my apologies. Still, that switching, that crossing the references between Medieval Dynasty and this game. Every once in a while, do some misclicks. The bamboo table does look interesting. It's not bad at all. Seating arrangements, straw and planks. You end up having a lot of straw for most of these particular resources. So this one costs me only 5 straw and a plank, which is great. This costs me 10 straw. This is going to be twice as much, but I do like the appearance of these more. So I am willing to pay for things that I like. We'll make it so that they have 2 sets set up here. And with that, we're going to go to our seating. Let's do this. There we are. Now, you may have noticed the beds side of things when I was clicking through that. So let's go to our furniture and our house furniture, and if we go to beds, you'll find that you can't really do much with this at the start. All of these are going to be unlocked, or are going to be unlocked much later on, and it will look nice later on. We'll get to it later. I need a lot of sticks now, and that's going to be something that we can collect all about the area. We'll probably take down some trees, build some little bushy things, since we don't necessarily need them all here. There we go, and we'll get... Oh, that's a growing tree. I don't want to take that one. I want that to get going. So growing things means that if you give it time over seasons, it will become a larger version of itself until it eventually becomes a full-on tree. There we go, small pine tree. Let's take that. Lots of mushrooms. It's autumn, of course, so we're going to see lots of mushrooms in our pine forest. There we go. We have lots and lots of sticks that we're going for here. Might be worthwhile to go into our general storage and grab some straw, since we definitely, or sorry, not the general storage. We need to go in the wood storage. I did catch myself running all the way over to the other wood storage back at the start here, but I also need to make planks. You can also go right into any building that you've built this in, and I definitely built it in here for a reason. We are all out. So, now it's time for us to get our kama, and it looks like we're going to be at the end of the day. I'm going to go over here, because the millet's ready. See the coloration change? Perfect. Let's get in here and harvest. There we go. We just got our... Ooh, we need so much more food. Let's go feed our character. It's going to be really hard to get through this with it at this level. And we'll finish out this day as a day of letting you know where things were at, letting you know how we got to where we are, and just letting you see some of the changes that are up and coming. Oh, we have meat. Let's go for that. Meat gives you a lot more filling food. Let's put the gobo back. Go like that. Oh yes. One more thing. About our hammer. For furniture, we want to work on our production buildings. Still locked. The Tatara is a big deal. We'll get that later on. It is getting very dark here in Sengoku, and I will have to tell you a lot about what's going on. I apologize that the screen is so dark. It does change rather fast. Matter of fact, maybe what I'll just do, so we'll just get to the next day real quick. Like here, I'll finish harvesting these beasts, and then we'll do the decorating right from where we left off, and then I'll stop at the end of our next day. There we are. So there's us harvesting the millet. Now you may also notice that the rice is done. So let's harvest the rice up. There we are. We now have the quest completed. And you'll notice a number of the things that we're making here. We're getting grass. We're getting a Kintugi mold, which is something used to make sake. And we are not in a spot where we can make sake just yet. We need some more unlocks before we get to that point. But I have a ton of rice. And we have lots and lots that we get to do with this millet and rice. It is important, of course, just for us to have made the quest happen. Nice. And this is a Kintugi mold. Now we did get a number of grasses. The grasses we're going to go put in here to dry, and then the others, we're just going to have them sit. Add grasses. This was another reason why I said build this drying rack right off the bat. Just get it done. It is so helpful. I don't particularly remember which house is mine. I'm pretty sure that I gave myself the farthest one, so let's get a quick nap in here and not trip on a rock. Let's sleep, my guy. Alrighty, 8 hours later. It always makes you sleep 8 hours. Oh dear. Rather dark out still. It still counts as nighttime. Oh, our guy's going to catch up on sleep because he hasn't slept in forever. So now he's going to get 16 hours worth of rest. And in a lot of ways, I just want to make sure the screen's bright for y'all. That's the goal here. Alright, so now we have our grasses, we have our straw. Let's finish up this home. The placement of that hearth is not ideal in the sense of heating, right? It's on the side of the house that they're not sleeping on, so during the wintertime, they're probably not going to enjoy that so much. But we'll see what we can do about that. I'll probably just move the hearth back to the center, maybe even putting it just a little on the edge in the middle. And there we go. Now you can change them, of course. And if you want to change them, certain things are going to cost you more resources than others. Oh, and I don't have the resources with me. Let's do that one. And let's see here. I kind of like that back better. Oops. And I like this backing better. Look at that. I like it. What if we moved you here? Might be a little better on that idea about heating. One person's going to be cold, the other one won't be. Lucky. I should have finished these in the night so you could check them out. I do think they look rather nice. And it provides a little light source, which is good. inside the home. So it's very cool. It's nice to have these little customizations you could do. And there we go. This house is a home. And obviously we could put something else here. I mean, it's totally up to y'all what you do with your spaces and your places. We can add some storages, we can add seating arrangements, we can add tables. The lighting sources still, there's a ways to go for unlocks. The tower bag is decent, it'll look cool. It's a fun thing to do. From there, this is Sosogi. In the formation, in the works. As far as new buildings are concerned, is there anything that we need to think about doing? Well, we can build an ice storage at some point. We won't need it yet. We have a beverage storage already. We're already doing our wood storage. We're there. As far as production is concerned, we have done everything. I have all of the buildings except for the forager's hut because honestly I don't find it useful, so I don't bother with it. It doesn't do much for me. In service buildings, we don't have access to those yet. We need more dynasty points. And in that is where we need to move on. And, oops, I need to give some of this rice to our friend. Let's give, I'm going to give 20 of it. I don't want to give her more than I have to, right? Now, what's funny is it says give 20 rice and 20 millet. So I do need to make sure that, oh, I got to press E if I want to transfer just a collection of it. There we go. Alright, give raw rice and raw millet to her. Let's finish that up and then I'll call that the end of the episode. It's been a nice little episode. It's been good to catch up with y'all on this one. It's been a long time for Sosogi. And it's going to be really nice to keep building up Sosogi, except when I say keep building up Sosogi, I also mean to say it's going to be great to see Sosogi reborn again with the update. And I'm looking forward to doing the update. I'll probably do a few more episodes just to round this out. Here are my crops. Short on food? No, not yet, but perhaps I shouldn't be talking about... Oh no, what's the problem? Somebody's been destroying fields. There's some kind of yokai that keeps arguing with which one? It's not a demon. It's human work. Ooh, they blame the refugees. Okay, I think she did it. Not convinced. I'll go talk to her. I will talk to the refugee by the stream. So they're saying that she's stealing food from this place. Well, I have a home for her. I can solve this problem for them. I believe the last thing that we'll do in this playthrough before they do the update, and I'll get our village up and running, is that we'll build a village in an area and say that this is it. This is the spot that I would want to build, and this is the spot that I'm going to choose to have our future home. The first place that I built in has a large watchtower by it and a mine, and I love it. And it's one of my favorite locations. And for me, I'm not going to build there again because I already have. So what I'll do is my goal will be to show you a new location and change it up a bit and try something new. So it'll be a fun challenge for me because then I get to try some new changes, and then for y'all I get to see a different spot. You live here. Yeah, they wouldn't let me in, so you fled, but there's no reason. Some of these are, when you have food every day, you'll understand. Oh, you never understand the hunger. I understand them either. Understand the hungry. Oops. I heard that better lift you up. Uh-oh. All angry, doesn't want to catch my disease. Friend has said, do you think a sick woman would survive what I survived? I'm not your friend. Ooh, that's horrible. How'd you survive? A merciful soul gave him porridge, fruit nuts from the forest. She says she's a farmer, and know how hard it can be. I'm not dying of hunger, at least. I'm not dying yet. I have something to share. Come on, sit with these berries with me. Oh, of course. Thank you. Well, that would be the thing to do. Let's have them work together. She's a great gatherer. She has farming skill, so she should be a part of this village. But let's go back and let's help try to convince them that this is the right move. Our character got hungry real fast. Tell you what, 16 hours worth of sleep will make you hungry, right? Beautiful looking up at the monastery on the hill. Very cool. And Aratani is a really neat village. A lot of room to expand, honestly. We've already found a couple refugees in this area. With the update, I hope that they add some of these new plants that we can harvest from. I'm really excited about that. Here's our people. We could sell a bit, but right about now, I have enough money. I have tons of money. Alrighty. I talked to Yukoi. She seems honest. Why would he be convinced that she's a thief? Very upset with newcomers, especially poor ones. Ah, go figure. He didn't convince you, though. Nope. We're looking through their wits. I want the innocent souls not to be hurt. Alright. Maybe you should act. Calling a council meeting? Not a bad idea. Loosen some tongues. Oh, okay. Take sake. Oh, now I can build the brewery. Bring vegetable meals and sake to my peoples. Let's see what I can buy. What do you sell? Oh, oops, I did that mistake again. Where F is how you actually access them for buying things. And I keep pressing E, which is talk. Now, if we go into the inn, this is where you can buy some of the items that you might... Oops, that's herbs trader, so we are not interested in that, obviously. We will want to talk to the person who's the innkeep. Interesting. What are you doing sleeping? Get you over here. Interesting. I can't buy from the innkeep anymore. Are you the innkeep? That's 3 sake. It'll cost us a bit. I'm willing to buy it for that much. I am willing to buy it because honestly I'm more concerned with just getting the quest done than I am having the cash. I can always make some more money by just selling cooked meat, and I can get cooked meat quite quickly. Everybody's going to sleep. What's going on? Tavern keeper. Perfect. Oh, but no sake. Interesting. And we need vegetable meals. Now, the vegetable meals we might be able to solve on our own. Let's go back and see what we have at our home. And then we'll wrap this up. This has turned out to be a little longer episode than originally anticipated. Alright, our bevy storage will be over here. I wonder if I still have the sake. Hopefully people didn't drink it. Ooh, they did. Oh, the people at a party. I love it. Might as well. I'm happy for them. Alrighty, let's eat this stuff. Oh, hey, buddy. Now, the vegetable meals. Let's talk about that. To make the vegetable meals, it says bring vegetable meals, 5 of them. We're going to use the cooking pot because that's the best move to make. And we're going to go into meat meals. Nope, we're going to go vegetable meals. Now we need rice and any vegetables. We can also do millet and any edible... And this is also, ooh, simple vegetable, gobo and any herb. That could be really handy. Let's see here, what else could we do? Trying to maximize what we can do. I think millet and any edible item. Let's try that, and let's try rice and vegetables. Rice and any vegetables. Let's see what we have available for vegetables, first and foremost. There's 1 solid vegetable meal. We can definitely do that. We have the rice. Let's try this out. We've got the wasabi. I don't think that's going to count as a vegetable right there. Let's go for that anyway. We do need gobo for 1 of them. Garlic can count as a thing. Let's see if the flowers count. Who knows? Who knows? And we do have cooked rice, which is nice. Alright, and then the sake, obviously, we're going to need to... We're going to have to go buy it. Let's see what we can do. Thanks for letting us use your cooking pot there, buddy. There's our thing. Any vegetable. We have a lot of them. And then gobo and any herbs. That's going to be... The gobo and any herb might be my most effective thing to do, right? Let's make a couple of these. We only need 5, so let's do that. Let's make 5 of these. And you obviously, they say you can make the sake. You can use a cooking pot and bring 5 vegetable meals. Yup. And sake, now the sake, that is a problem. And the reason why I'm not choosing to make the structure that'll get me the sake is because it's a long time. You will be working at that one for a while. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get the sake from innkeepers so that we are all set. Don't need carpenter's resources. You are the one I need. Sake, oh, look at you. You are where I should have started. Let's take that. Now, obviously, I can sell the meat, and look at that. I'm getting 120 for that. Yeah, we're back up to where we were. Cooked meat is the way to go at the start, at least for now. Alright, let's get back to Aratani. And the reason for this is that we're going to get dynasty points for a lot of this stuff, and that's where we want to be. I do have some small projects that we can get people assigned to, and that will be at the end of the season, obviously. Hello, we have everything. I have what you asked for. Alright, of course, thank you. Yeah, is that all you need? Yeah, let's organize the council. Find me at the official proceeding. I'll make the thing. We'll get them all boozed up. And so we do this. And now we need to go to our official council meeting. Here they are, meeting. There we are, and I'm going to talk to her. Alright, does it always look like this? Are you enjoying yourself? Why not celebrate? We have a reason to drink and be merry. Or Yuki just, we know the identity. Beto has just started a dumb argument, and when he offended people in front of me, he suggests that we give less offerings to Inari. Oh my goodness. Ariatsu loves blessed offerings of alcohol. He says we clearly have a drunk woman in charge here. There's no use confronting him. He would try to make fun of me again. You talk to him, not only about the Kamai, but about the fields. Ah, he will. You there. What do you do in the village? You haven't heard of me? You're Beto Sadakuni. Oh, you're part of the council. You seem very proud of yourself. Difficult time to realize what's the problem. But the Aratani is decisions are made by a woman amongst the elders. Ah, we have a problem with you not understanding that she is a fit leader. Just because you're a man doesn't make you the leader. Or any good at it. Come herself, she sent you, an outsider, to discuss this. Inari. I mean, she's obviously the one to go for her. She sent foxes to protect the fields. Hear me now. Everyone hear me. Even an outsider can see who the pest is here. Ooh. They're trying to take down the Wakatsuri, the pillars of our village. And he's saying, oh, you're trying to put the village against me? Is not what? What are they saying? I didn't know they had such support here. Alright, have it your way. If the people want to be governed by women, I won't object. It's your problem. Let's make a sacrifice to Inari. And then the foxes will protect us from pests like you. Nice! Alright, I'll prepare the sacrifice. You helped the elderly lady against a bully. May the gods reward such deeds. They have thick skin, but a woman in position is always at risk. Nice! They're doing a lot of confrontation of roles here, and I appreciate that. That's kind of a fun way to go. And if you don't have painted village, and then look at that. Oh, good. Now I can bring... Oh, gee. now you have to do more stuff. Unfortunately. Now, you can... For this quest, I believe we can actually buy this stuff up. So let's see what's going on. And this anesthetics to her. And prepare them in a cooking pot. We do have an herbalist here. Yo! Look at this guy waving up to us. Raise the roof, man. You're the healer. Healing balm, sickness, energy drink. That's the one. Now, it's going to cost me 60. That's a lot, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of paying that much money. But I know where I'm going to get my money back from. I can sell these, I can sell these. I mean, they cost 2 per, but honestly, that's not that bad. There's plenty of ways to get money, and it saves me time. I'm done with this quest line now, because I have the pain medication. Thank you, I'll give it to the party. We'll see what they're like hungover. And I'll go to her. She's safe, don't you think? I think so. Perfect. And thank you. And that ends the quest line. And now I have villager clothing. Woo! There we go. We just got through 2 days. That's a lot. Well, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you having here back in Sasogi again. And, well, sorry, now we're not in Sasogi now. We're not in Sasogi anymore. Let's go back to Sasogi. Back in Sasogi, making things better, adding more to it, having a beautiful view of the shrine in the distance. We'll go from here. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time around. And before the update comes in, I'll finish up some things in this quest line, just for fun. Watch the village expand and show you some more quick tips on some of the ideas that are going on here. But again, once the next update comes up, I'll be starting fresh, and I'll make sure we get all the updates talked about, and I'll make sure I get all the items that you can talk about how you can work through your village and make the best steps for you. Thanks for joining me today. Take care until next time.